Going on, everyone? Welcome to my channel, The Maintenance Man. My name is Neil. Tonight I'm just going to show you some tools that I use at work that I've been testing out recently and I've really enjoyed, and or there's some new ones that I'm going to be it's going to be a random video, but I wanted to make it of some tools I use at work. And we're just going to start off with hammers. So, these two here are Craftsman. This is a framing hammer. It's a 20 ounce. And I've really enjoyed the Craftsman hammers. Made in USA. Definitely feels good. You know, using it, swinging it. It has like a thin shaft there. But this has been a great hammer for me. This is the Craftsman. Can't even read it anymore. Pretty sure it's a 20 ounce also. This is you can correct me in the comments. I'm wrong on a lot of things, but claw hammer, I think is what it's called. The grips on the Craftsman I like a lot. They're not hard, they're pretty soft, but they're very durable. These hammers are extremely comfortable. As is the Stanley 20 ounce framing hammer, anti-vibe. This one's my home gamer one. Same thing though, it's held up very well and I like using it for around the house. The Craftsman get used more for my remodeling work. Got like a little, I think it's a 2-pound Hyper Tough sledgehammer. It's worked very well. It was probably very inexpensive. Now, to go with the hammers, I did buy a long time ago cold chisels, Stanley. You know, they've worked very well over the years. The tips have remained pretty good on them. The smaller ones I've gotten a little more use out of. But same thing, the tip not too bad. You can start seeing it starting to focus. There we go. Starting to chip a little bit there, but nothing that the old bench grinder can't take care of. Now, in terms of these, I did buy these Tecton pry bar set. It does have big ones. Yes, they are kind of shit because they don't come with a striking cap, just a plastic handle. You know, I bought them. I found a use for them. They're very good at pulling trim and whatnot. This size is very useful for me to keep in my bag. I don't mind banging on the end of it, and it's taking the banging well. Once these break, honestly, I'll probably go get the Hyper Tough ones. This next one, I suggest everyone buy one of these no matter what you do. This is the Stanley Wonder Bar. This is one of the best pry bars for the money, no doubt. You can go to Walmart. I think it's under $15. Solid product. I recommend it. I tried out, I did go the route of the, we'll call it East Wing. This is another good pry bar. You can see the end is a little different from the Stanley. It definitely gives you a different angle of removing trim or whatever you have to remove. Same with the well, that's pretty close, but it's a little longer. It's a very good pry bar. Nothing wrong with it. I still do prefer the Stanley. And just as a bonus, when my Uncle Joe passed away, I went through his tools. This thing was made in Taiwan. No one put their name on it though. And it is a hammer, all types of things going on with that contraption there. I think it even adjusts up and down. Quite the doozy of a tool. Never seen anything quite like it. I've never used it. I don't know what to say about it. I might do some tool tests about it. Seems like a fun tool to kind of get into, and just for, you know, giggles, figure out what it can do. So here's a few other things I tested that I enjoyed. I know a lot of people like making videos of stuff they don't like, and I will get around to that. So these are 20 some years old. Number 91, I think they're well over 20 years old. My brother bought these. These are the Eichmann tools. I think you can still buy them. Almost 100% positive. Allen keys. What I like about these is the fasteners to tighten them up. You don't have to use an Allen key. They're inexpensive. They've held up over the years very well. I prefer the long style Allen keys. They're going to get you the job done more times than not. But as a keep in your truck, like, you know, look at the size difference. These aren't bad. These will hold up. But you gotta have an Allen key to tighten the Allen keys. Seems kind of stupid. But the size difference, I mean, you know, and the quality of these are very good. I've enjoyed using them. I suggest them. If they still sell them, I think they do. They get the job done. They work. Great pair of Allen keys to keep in your vehicle. I think they get overlooked. I do know they're not like, you know, top of the line or anything, but to keep in a vehicle as backup or however you want to use it. Now, we're moving on here, and I'm going to show you some of the electrician's tools I use. I bought this pair a while back. Let me see if I have all the components. It's called Boo-Her. It's made in, I think they're made in Germany. And I'm sorry, I have to go look for the needle noses. Sorry about this, very unprofessional. Here we go. So, nice, loosey-goosey, you know. They work very well. I've been using them about a year now. Maybe a little over a year. Maybe closer to 2 years. But, you know, the teeth and everything have held up pretty well on the needle noses. And on the screwdrivers, we have on the backs of them, what I like is that these aren't just like painted on, they're actually indented down in there. So it's very nice that that's down in there. It's not going anywhere. They're going to hold up. The insulation on the pliers has held up pretty well, especially down at the end. It's starting to wear a little bit now. And I did move on to, and these are in my everyday bag, but in my electrical bag I moved on to a different brand that I'm testing out. But you get these 3 screwdrivers, the linesman and the needle noses. I bought these for 20 bucks. Hell of a deal. From, it was 2 years ago. Definitely 2 years ago. I don't use the insulated linesman that often. The screwdrivers have been used very well. I've enjoyed them. The last few electrician's tools I am going to show you. It sounds so stupid saying electrician's tools, but you know, it is what it is. So, there we go, lay them out. These are Knipex. These are, I think they're Knipex. Knipex or whatever. I don't even know. These have held up very well. They're fully insulated. Needle nose pliers, and they've done, you know, kind of messing around in a box or whatever, good to go. They've done a heck of a job. This is the Fluke. I don't use multimeters that much. I use these non-contact voltage testers, and this has been absolutely amazing. As far as wire strippers go, I bought these insulated Kleins. They work well. You can see they did just start to randomly rust on me. I mean, they still do their job just fine. But I gotta say, I think for the money, these are probably my favorite pair. And if you watch Mike's Tool Shed like I do, yes, I removed the spring. I just think it's BS. You don't need it. These are commercial electric linesman pliers. I've been using these for a couple of years. Show you the pattern on there, and kind of the blades have held up pretty well on them. A little bit of surface rust. Other than that, you know, I've been really impressed with these. They're, you know, they work well, and that brings me moving along. I bought these Work Pros like a year ago. These are Dykes. I haven't used these a ton, but they have been on some remodeling jobs with me. They cut nails and whatnot. These are the linesmen. I think there's a little surface rust from sitting in the bag, but they're beefy and they're nice too, you know. Nice, easy usability on all these. The needle nose also, you can see, I've definitely got a little bit of marks there and whatnot. You know, but they're holding up. They're working. They're doing what I need them to do. And that's all that I can ask for. And next up, I'm trying to do this as quick. I bought these. I don't think I have all of them here. But these channel lock screwdrivers, which I don't believe they're made in the USA. I've gone through these a lot in my head, and been using them for about 6 months now. The grip is awesome on these. Really nice grip. You know, everything else checks out. I mean, it's a comfortable grip. I think Tekton kind of has the same comfort grip. I'm not 100% sure. This is all just laser etched, so once you start banging on it, it goes away, and that's, I don't know, the striking caps, I have to give them a little bit more time. They're holding up now, but I'm not too impressed because I haven't been like extremely hard on them, and they're starting to, you know, look kind of bad. Overall, on those screwdrivers though, I do like them. I think the set was $25. Not a bad bang for your buck. Moving on to pliers and other such things here. A lot of people ask about the Irwins. A lot of people have opinions on the Irwins. So I am not tools and trash. Tools and trash at his job is different. And it, to me, you know, I don't want to speak for him, but he knows what tools he needs, and he knows what tools he can use to get jobs done the way he needs to get them done. Where I work, if I don't have the right tool, I can go grab the right tool, and or I have them on me. Not too many times there's an emergency or anything. So we'll just go through it real quick. As for the teeth, they're holding up pretty well. I do like the pliers, but to be honest with you, like, they work. They work, they're comfortable. I've had these for like a year or two. You know, the push button, it's not too bad. I'm not too rough on them. The thing is, though, is most of my work, I want a non-marring surface. These are channel locks. I believe it says Spain on them, so I don't know what to assume, but these have been a great pair, and you see how they're smooth. A lot of my stuff's packing nuts and whatnot, and you know, that's what I need is not to round off nuts and stuff. So I'm not usually grabbing anything with teeth. I did buy these Crescents recently just to leave in the truck. They're alright. I don't know. They seem very, very thin right here on that bottom jaw. Not too impressed with those. The one thing I am impressed with is these channel lock nips, I guess you could say. Made in USA. I love channel locks handles and stuff. Great product. We got Lennox snips here. These have held up amazingly over the years. We do a lot of metal lathe with our plaster walls and stuff. So if you're going to put in a box or cut out a ceiling to fix some plumbing or something, always got to have a pair of these and a good hammer. And last but not least, I bought some Vice Grip style Work Pros. Not bad. I've had these for, I don't know, not long, but just like any other pair, they twist up when you really need them. It's a big deal now because the next thing I go to turn on, it still works. So that's there. Two last things I'll wrap up real quick. To keep in your truck or something, a caulking gun. This one is kind of cool. It's made by Hypertough. It is the, you know, cheaper type, but for a cheaper type, it's nice that they added ribbing. So you do kind of get a little extra oomph with your caulking. So it's a nice solution for, you know, leaving in your vehicle or something if you do property maintenance. Also, we have the Lennox knife here. This thing is my plumbing knife. It's held up great. The one thing, I'll probably do a video one day just to show the easy change. The gold blades are awesome, but this knife has been sweet. Also the Lennox little hacksaw. I know this is it's a little cheapy, but it's a pretty comfortable grip, and I don't use hacksaws that often, but this one, I use, it gets through stuff. I had more things to review, but last thing to wrap it up, I think it's called Come Along. This tape measure, it's a 25-foot self-lock, high vis, does have the cheater marks. It's held up great. I mean, the blade is nice on it, magnetic. It's still sold at Walmart, exactly like this. And I don't use a 35-footer that often, but again, their high visibility blades are awesome. I'm also a huge fan of Stanley and Milwaukee and DeWalt tape measures. Anyways, that is my video. I appreciate you guys all watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.